Hey everybody, and I hope you're having a good day today. I've been asked by a few of you, and by a few I mean one, about what the easiest CLEP exam is to take. So today I decided to make a quick video on what my thoughts on the easiest CLEP exam were. So if you have any questions for me, from now on I want to do it where you can just basically ask me anything about CLEP, DSST, AP, basically any of those, learning a language, anything you might have an issue with that you think I might be able to answer, just leave it in the comments. I'll probably respond, but I'll make a video if I have time. And well, I always have time. Now, a big key to this is what you prefer. This is, after all, a test on prior knowledge. Not that you have to know all the material beforehand. In fact, you don't. But so go to what you're good at. So if you're good at math, then take a math exam. If you're good at science, take a science exam. It shouldn't be relevant which one's the hardest, because if you like it the most, then you're probably going to do the best. Wow! Who would have thought that doing things you like is easier? But in addition, to make sure that you understand this as well, don't just be stingy about it. If you only like doing math, don't just resort to only the math courses. For me, for example, I really enjoy history, and so I flocked to them naturally first, but it wasn't that I wasn't interested in other subjects as well. I had really a lot of curiosity with psychology and sociology, and so I did well on those as well. Also, for pretty much any American that took pre-calculus in high school, definitely take all of the math exams minus calculus, because they're a joke. All three are the exact same material, but different levels, and their college mathematics and college algebra are far easier than pre-calculus. Now, another really useful site is a site called freeclepprep.com. Let's just go there right now. So the guy who created it literally made it for this exact purpose. Both DSST difficulty list and the CLEP difficulty list is there, so let's just go to the CLEP one real quick. So it's all rated on a scale of 1 to 5, so 1 being the easiest, 5 being the hardest. And so I would actually agree with a lot of the statements that this guy makes here. I took the marketing exam without studying, and so I wouldn't recommend not studying. But these are all relatively easy tests down at the bottom here, and then they slowly get harder. If you do notice this too, there are some inaccuracies, I think, in here. Calculus is far harder than pre-calculus, and this is not just an opinion. The material you have to know for this is much more complicated, much more difficult to understand. If you also notice, a lot of the sciencey ones are in the bottom. So you got biology here, you got chemistry down here. There's a reason for that. The science ones are a little bit harder. I would definitely steer clear of those if you are not passionate about it. But again, if you're passionate about science, you really can't go wrong. Alright, now I'm going to break off into my personal opinion on them. Just so you guys know, also, I only took 20 of the 33 CLEP tests. However, some are similar to others. So, for example, the German one is going to be similar to the Spanish and French one. Macroeconomics is pretty similar to microeconomics, and so on. Now, I think a big key to this too is what order you do them in. Don't just do the first one, that's the easiest, and then be done. For example, the social sciences and history CLEP exam, if you study and take the psychology, sociology, and then all 4 history exams, and then go and take that, there's no way you won't pass. Because in reality, it is a summation of all of the other ones beforehand. But just so you guys know, there are tests I didn't take. It'd actually be quicker to list the ones that I haven't taken, but I have taken. But I can list those really quick for you. History of the United States 1 and 2, Intro to Psychology, Intro to Sociology, Western Civilization 1 and 2, American Government, Macroeconomics, Calculus, Pre-Calculus, College Composition Modular, English Literature, American Literature, Humanities, College Mathematics, College Algebra, Principles of Marketing, Social Sciences, History, and the German Language. I was going to try to do that in one breath, but it was actually really easy. I thought it would be a little bit harder. The Colorado lungs. So my personal thoughts on which one's probably the easiest, I would say the math exams, and that is because they're all pretty much exactly the same, so you study for one, you know all of them. However, these might be a little bit harder to study for because it's math. Otherwise, besides that, I think that the history of the United States, number 2, is really easy. The first one's not as easy, but the second one is much, much easier. It's pretty much what you learn in high school history class. It's not super complex. But by far, I think the easiest one would probably be Intro to Sociology. The reason for this is that sociology, one, it's interesting because the people who are involved in it are like really crazy. I think even more than that, it's very non-factual science. It's more based off of emotion and feeling. So basically you have to lead with your emotions and then you'll pass the test. As long as you have a decent moral compass, which I'm assuming most of you probably do, it will be easy to pass. The only other thing that you'll really need to know is the sociologists who are a little fucked up. If you don't believe me on that, look up a girl by the name of Jeannie Wiley, and you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. Next week, I'm going to be coming out with the next history video on the Boring War, World War One. But my video won't be boring. Also, if you haven't picked up your copy yet, I would recommend that you get my book. It has been rated by Reader's Choice Awards currently at 5 stars, and it is up for competition in September. So before it becomes a bestseller and I jack my prices up, you might want to get it now on Amazon. The link is in the description. Also, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Maybe if you can, share, help some people out. This is not a well-known subject. CLEPs and DSSTs are not known, so make it known. Make it easier for people to know that this exists, and this is something that anybody has the ability to do. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.